and gentlemen, Secret to Success podcast. First off, let me thank all of you because once this episode, well, any episode, you guys typically download 30,000 downloads in the first 30 days of every episode. So I'm excited about that. Thank you very much. I know I just checked the rank, which I never really checked the ranks, but here recently during the quarantine, I've been like addicted to checking the ranks, and we're like number 20 right now. So y'all keep that crap up. Appreciate you. And I have someone that I'm interviewing today. Yeah, I've been hearing Deanna, but you're hearing me now. This is Mr. Profit First himself. He's got other books, and we'll probably bring them joints up. But I can tell you for sure, Profit First took me from 7 figures to 8 figures alone. I kid you not. I'm not joking. So this is my man, Mike. I hope I don't mess it up. I'm going to mess it up.
Michalowicz. Cow. Say Mike Cow.
Mike Michalowicz.
Mike Michalowicz. You got it.
There it is. Mike Michalowicz. And brother, let me tell you, I am I'm actually starstruck right now. Let me tell you, I kid you not, man. I'm starstruck. I am exceedingly blessed. Life is good. My family is taken care of down to at least 3 generations. I've got no reason to be starstruck, but your freaking book I found by accident. Okay? I found Profit First because of Audible. I wasn't looking for your book. I only read books to get to the next level. 2 years ago, I was having a problem of profit. Here was my problem. My problem was I was making a lot of money and I was spending a lot of money, and I know better than that. Okay? I know better than that. And then it dawns on me, well, let me go find a freaking book that's going to solve my problem. And immediately, I don't know how, the universe, I would say, got me to your book, and I only have my notes from your book pulled up. That's all I have. I don't need nothing else. I know everything about you as far as I need to know, and I'm excited, and we're going to let you talk about whatever you want to talk about, but we damn sure talking about Profit First.
Oh, yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, go out there and go get this freaking book, because he was the first person to make sense to me that just because you grow doesn't make you profitable. God, what a great revelation that is. Anywho, I probably talked as much as I'm going to talk in this podcast, because I am going to let you talk for the rest of the 99%. Mike, come on, man. I ain't lying. Tell us who you are, and I will sell the crap out of you and Profit First.
Antonio, you're the best, brother. So, well, thank you for having me on your show.
Yes,
and
sir.
Congratulations on your success. That's no
Thanks,
easy
man.
feat to have that many downloads.
No.
So it's a privilege for me. So for anyone who does not know me, which I presume is most people, my name's Mike, and I write books for small business owners. For the last 12 years, I've been a author, but for the entirety, I've been a small business owner. So I've owned companies ever since I finished school, and I found that I call it entrepreneurial poverty. There's this challenge, Antonio. I don't know if you had this, but the day you start your business, all of the friends you have that never ran a business before think you're a millionaire. Like the second you start, like, oh my God, all you do is you sit back on the beach drinking, Mai Tais or something, and you're making money left right. And the reality of entrepreneurship for most of us is a ridiculous struggle. It's freaking hard, and we don't make money, and we work our ass off. So I've devoted my life, because that was my journey too, the struggle with entrepreneurship. I've devoted my life to simplify the entrepreneurial journey so that we can be successful. In fact, I would argue we have to be successful. The world economy depends on you and me and every business owner listening to make money so that we can provide jobs and that we can support the economy. So that's what I am. I'm an author that helps business owners in their entrepreneurial journey.
Well, let me brag for you, because you can't brag. It would sound like crap coming from you, so I'll do it for you myself. This guy's freaking amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let me tell you. One of the things, I'm just going to pull up my notes. In fact, I want y'all to hear me typing real quick. I'm going to type in my notes, Profit First, because I have notes. I haven't updated them since March 2019. But I got these doggone notes. I don't need to update them to see them. This man says immediately set up 3 bank accounts with your current bank. We call this bank one. I sound like I'm reading because I got these joints in my notes. Bank one, income, checking. 2, owner's pay, checking. 3, owner's expenses, checking. And then the second step, set up 2 new other accounts, a different bank, at a different bank. So he makes sure you go to a freaking different bank, right? I got that highlighted and italicized. So a different bank, we'll call this bank 2. The purpose of these accounts is to remove the temptation of borrowing. Makes sense, right? And then number 1, savings, and then number 2, taxes. And that right there is what really set me apart from everyone else. And then the third one doesn't even matter because I'm too excited right now. This guy single-handedly broke down why companies are not profitable.
Right.
You are freaking amazing, dude. And I want you, and no, seriously, man, seriously, and you deserve it. And I know you got other books. And to be honest with you, I haven't read one of your other books. But Profit First, I am a god at Profit First, right? I'm dead serious. This is freaking awesome. So, man, you are amazing. You are an entrepreneur, but you are an entrepreneur's guide is what I will call you. You help entrepreneurs stop being broke. That's what I would say. And I feel comfortable saying that. I feel comfortable risking my reputation on that because if you don't want to be broke, ladies and gentlemen, follow Mike. That's what I would say. What would you? Well, you can't really respond to that, but
I can add one thing.
Go ahead.
I'll add one thing. I very happy that I wrote that book, but admittedly, it's a recipe. It takes a chef to make the dinner. And I just want to acknowledge, Antonio, what you've done and other entrepreneurs. And, reading the recipe is easy. Doing it is not easy. And setting up that separate bank account, I can't tell you how many people have said that's too hard and takes too much time. But when you do it, it starts working with our natural behavior. By removing access to that money, and you can't get to it, it starts piling up. So I'm not surprised. And the interesting thing, too, is the businesses that focus on profitability usually grow their revenue faster. So the fact you move from 7 figures, which is amazing, to 8 figures, which is absolutely remarkable, is not surprising that you've done that while driving a lot of profit. They work in concert with each other.
I've got more profit than I ever had in my life, and I am going to say you and my team are single-handedly because of that. My core, I hired, in fact, let me just give you an example. I currently just hired 82 people like 2 weeks ago in the middle of the COVID-19 crisis. I just hired 82 people. I'm in the process of hiring 22 salespeople, and all of this is not going to disrupt any profit whatsoever because it's all paid for through all the profit that I already have. So I'm just expanding while everyone else is contracting. You and my core team are single-handedly responsible for that. And I just searched in my email. I'm going to read an email from you I'm literally on your email list from November 2019. Just a quick reminder, if you do any coaching or consulting or work for any business owners, I'll be sharing details on a program that I support. And you got that link, Mike Michalowicz, fix this next -wait list. So before you released your book, right, I was on the wait list. Dude, what you have done is incredible, and I would like to take 5 minutes, if you don't mind, and have you break down just some secrets inside of Profit First, because they really need to hear it, man. This is the best time ever to profit, and I know you're the Pied Piper of profit.
Sure. So here's the basics. I think the first thing is we have to respect and appreciate how we normally behave as human beings. So our accountants often tell us, read the income statement, the balance sheet, the cash flow statement. And what I do, Antonio, I suspect you do, and most of the folks listening in, is I follow a simpler system. I log into my bank, and if I have money, I can spend it. And if I don't, I panic. It's a real simple system. So if that's how you behave, what we want to do is channel that behavior. We don't want to change ourselves. We want to capture what we do and drive result we want. So what we do is, at your bank, you set up multiple accounts, and they serve multiple functions. And you can do it, Antonio, as you did, across multiple banks. But the 5 accounts cumulatively are as follows. One's an income account. Money flows into that. So anytime you get a sale, you deposit money into the income account. But unlike before, we'll never pay a bill from it. It just sits there. We will then carve up that money. Just like, when you have a Thanksgiving dinner and you get a turkey or something, I suspect you're not like, hey, I'm not going to carve the turkey. Everyone just grab your knife and fork and fight for it. Instead, you carve the turkey so everyone can get a piece of the meal. Well, that's what we have to do. The income account, that money in there is a cash turkey. So money comes in, we carve it up. Some of it will go to profit. We'll hide that away at a second bank. That profit is money for you as a business owner as a thank you for doing something that's really amazing. You started a business, and only 7% of the world population will ever do that. You're providing jobs for other people. You're buying from vendors. That's jobs. You're serving your clients. You're hiring employees. That's jobs. Well, profit is a thank you for doing that. So that's what profit is. Then there's the owner's pay account, the third account. That account is money we slice up for to pay you a salary. If we had to hire another Antonio, well, we have to pay that person. And it's probably a lot of money. So this is a salary to pay you for your work. Profit money is a bonus for owning a business. So they're separate. Then we have an account for taxes. The most overlooked yet biggest bill we get associated with business inevitably is our tax bill. And we're recording this during the COVID crisis. We're getting what now I call it the double whammy. So taxes have been delayed. Taxes have been delayed, which sounds amazing. Like, oh, there's no tax April 15th. Well, they've been pushed back to July 15th. But the June 15th taxes are still due. So we're going to get hit June 15th and then July 15th. A month later, you're going to get hit by a second set of taxes. So those taxes are due. The best way to prepare for it, and we started our business for financial freedom, the best way to prepare for that is to put the money aside in the business. And regardless of what kind of business you have
content to push out and a story to share. Remove the complexity with Issue. They make content look amazing wherever you post, exactly how you envisioned it. It's perfect for creators, marketers, designers, educators, publishers, salespeople, or anyone that wants to make eye-catching content. With Issue, you create it once and distribute it everywhere. Everything is optimized to post on your website and social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook. They can even help you make animated Instagram stories. And Issue is used by millions of people to discover new content, so even you'll reach even more readers once you publish with Issue. Best of all, it's free to get started with Issue. Go to issue.info/B2B to sign up for your free account. That's issuu.info/B2B to sign up and let them know you heard about it from our show. Remember, that's .info, not .com. Go to issue.info/B2B to set up your free account today.
Your business can pay your taxes. The money will sit there in the tax account. And the final account is OPEX. That's the money used to pay your operating expenses. And what you become aware of is that, say $1,000 comes in today. I used to say I have $1,000 run my business. That's not true. $1,000 comes in. Some of that goes to profit. Some goes to pay me as the owner. Some goes to taxes. Maybe I have $300 for my business. And you start running your business appropriately under what's truly available for it.
Wow. Absolutely, man. This is the last thing I'll say about this, and this is on my fanboy. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to me, I'm totally fanboying right now. This man crushing. This is amazing. I'm excited. Let me tell you what you did for me, Mike. I just started a multi-level marketing company, like literally.
Oh,
literally.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely. And this is what I did because I've made my money being disruptive. So my multi-level marketing company is completely free to join. I know it sounds crazy, but I actually pulled it off. Completely free to join. There's no cost. There's no what do you call it? Auto ship. No, none of that. Now I'm not promoting myself. I want to show you what you did for me. And we're going to do official hard lunch. We've done a couple of soft lunches. We got 8,000 customers right now in just some really, really soft lunches. And these customers are paying monthly, so that's awesome, right? Now, I'm going to do this hard lunch at the beginning of June with the software and everything. And I've opened up 15 accounts for this one business because of Profit First. I'm not joking. Wow. I'm not joking.
Some people think you're crazy, though. Some people are like, 15 accounts. Holy shit. That's great. I understand what you're doing. So is it all for the one business, those 15 accounts?
It's all for the one business, and I'm going to, for the first time ever, I'm going to name all 15 accounts right now. There's a general account. Then there's an account for the distributors, so I could pay the distributors without having exactly. Then there's an account for the residual income. Then there's an account for the car bonus. There's an account for the mortgage bonus, account for the marketing. There is three accounts for high level, let's just call it C levels, that'll make sense in the short term. There's an account for a master distributor. I don't even have a master distributor yet, but I've opened it up with an account, and every time $1 comes in, a certain amount goes to the master distributor that I don't even have yet. A master trainer, I don't even have that yet. There's an account for flights and hotels. There's an account for the lifestyle bonuses. There's an account for salaries for the support people in my company to support the distributors. There's an account for 3 different schools the 3 different schools are going to cost me $972,000 a piece that I want to open up that are pretty much free. This is my way of giving back. And I got 3 different accounts for those 3 different schools. So essentially, every time a $20 payment comes into this company, a $20 payment, it's going to get split 16 different ways for every $20 because of your book.
I love it.
I'm never going to have to worry about my profit, company profit, CEO profit, economic disruptions, because I got everything divided off the principles of Profit First. What would you say to that, man?
Well, I'd say you're at the highest level of Profit First, and I hope no one hears that and says, "Holy shit, that's how to get started," because it'll overwhelm them. I strongly suspect you started slow and you let it grow, and that's the key. So when I introduce people to Profit First, they say, "I can't afford to open 15 accounts. What about all the fees and expenses?" And my response is, let's start off with just one account. Just set up a profit account. And so if you've never done this before, just go to your bank. You can just email them now, and they can set up remotely because of COVID. And have them set up the account and call it savings, or call it profit, I should say. Make it a savings account. Then allocate just 1% of your money. So if $100 comes in, I'm saying take $1, because if you can run your business off 100 or 1,000, wherever the deposit is, $1 doesn't matter. Or if it's $1,000 that comes in, 1% is $10. It doesn't matter to the operations of the business. But what does matter is you'll start seeing that profit pile up. At first, it starts off at $10, then 20, then 70, then 100, then 1,000. You're like, oh my gosh! And that's when you start doing the higher level stuff. You know, I've been doing this for myself for 12 years now, and I've had 43 or 44 consecutive quarters of profit distributions. My first profit distribution was $8. And I went to the bank and I'm like, hey, give it to me in all singles, so I can fan my face. But I went to Starbucks and I bought $8 of coffee, and it was the best coffee of my life. No credit card, no debit card, no expense to business. I was able to experience something that my business gifted to me. And over time now, it's become bigger and bigger. And I've done dream vacations. I have things I never thought I'd be able to experience. I've been able to give back in ways I never could have imagined. But it had to start slow. So I just want to encourage people to start with one account, start slow, let it grow over time, and then you'll get to the Antonio level, these multiple accounts and 7 or 8 figures. But it takes time to get there. But the biggest mistake is not getting started. So start immediately.
Yeah, you're absolutely facts, because when I was and here's the crazy part, dude. It sounds, in retrospect, it sounds insane. At seven figures, dude, I was just at one account as far as business
were you really?
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just at one account as far as business. I mean, I had the personal, but I'm talking about the business. It was just one account, man. It was just one account. And here's the problem. The problem was, if anything happened, it had to go inside the general account. I had to take out and handle that. And your book made me, so I didn't start with 15, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't just jump, oh, I read this book, let me go to 15. That's not what I did.
Right.
I literally followed the instructions that the book has. And from there, I just, I guess, borrowed from Grant Cardone, I 10x'd his instructions. I figured, you when you get solid advice, you try to stretch that advice to every area of your life. How far can you stretch this advice? And the further you can stretch good, solid advice and it still works, that's how you know something is objective and it's not subjective. So fantastic, man.
I love that.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Let me ask you a question, man. So now I'm not fanboying anymore. So now I'll give you a proper interview. Interview now.
All right.
Okay. Proper interview. People like me and you. I teach my private network all the time that the rich does get richer and the poor does get poor. That's the way it is. Capitalism is set up that way. It shouldn't be. It needs to change. But there's a way out of it. And of course, anyone is able to get into the top 1%. That's easy. It's not the method is easy, but the discipline is hard, I would say. And I want to ask you a question. You're more than likely shielded from the economic disruption going on right now, but like me, you're probably trying to make sure that the people who love and respect you and are coming to work and dying for you every day are also shielded. So tell our audience, what steps are you making to protect people who are not like you and who don't have as much as you?
So, there's two communities. One is my employees or colleagues here. We have 12 employees in total. And then, we're a tiny business. And then the community, which is the people who I serve. So the first thing is our employees. And, one thing that's interesting, Antonio, is we did this right at the beginning of the year. We realized that the business goal is really not the number that I pick necessarily. For me to come out and say, we're going to do $10 million of revenue this year, that's exciting for me. But for my colleagues, it's like, well, Mike, you get the new car. Like, good for you. And we did on January 2nd, we had our annual meeting. We outlined for each one of my colleagues of what their vision is. And we found some fascinating stuff. It wasn't like just your grand vision. It was like any kind of successes you want to have. And half the people here wanted to learn to speak Spanish, for example. Another person wanted to buy their first house. And we're just writing all these things down. And what I realized is that the business's objective is to satisfy everyone's goal on the path to the ultimate goal, which is defined by the business owner. So if I can help everyone here learn Spanish, if I can help someone buy a house, the business can, we're there. And it doesn't mean the business needs to save money. I need to save money to buy Spanish lessons or to help someone buy a house. I just have to be able to remind them of the importance of their goal and provide support, maybe giving this person the freedom to go house shopping on a weekday and not come into the office. Maybe if we can hire an employee who's Spanish-speaking, we can encourage them to teach us Spanish as a group. So I just have to look into how we can satisfy these dreams of people. Then the other community is the readers of my books, and I'm very lucky to have quite a few readers, and it's a community that I love. It's micro business. I work with businesses that, it's the hot dog stand in the middle of New York City. The guy's got one hot dog stand, and that's how he supports his family. Like, I love that business. I think there's so much potential and opportunity there. I love businesses where people are living into their joy and not necessarily having a billion-dollar company, but they're having they're filling their dreams. Well, right now, we as a global society have been punched in the face as a global entrepreneurial society, and we got a bloody nose. We're bruised, And the world's saying to us in the exact same breath, it's saying, all right, small business owners, you got to save me. So we've got beaten down by the world that needs us to save it, because the backbone of the economy is us. And so I found that my job in this scenario is to communicate actively with my readership, but in a new way. And the new way is very small, bite-sized, tangible, actionable piece of communication. Like here's an example of how to communicate. I own a Chevy as one of my cars, and freaking Chevy sent me this email that, Antonio, was like 15 paragraphs long of how Chevy is resisting the COVID and how they're maintaining their shops and they're ready to do an oil change for me. And if my car breaks down, they're for me. And if I'm ready for a new Chevy, they can supply it. And like they're effing trying to sell to me when they don't even know what's going on in my life, and this horrible virus is killing people. Like, that's horrible. Now, on the flip side, United Airlines, who I didn't necessarily like, really impressed me. I fly United because that's local to where I am in New Jersey. That's the hub or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they emailed me a really short email, and this is the key to communication. Short email that said, we noticed you're not traveling anymore because of COVID, and so many people aren't. We want you to understand that we've extended the loyalty program for another year, so don't even worry about that. 2 sentences. About a week later, I got another email from United and said, we noticed you have a flight coming up, but you haven't canceled it. You may want to cancel that because you may not be traveling, and if you do, we will fully refund you, so don't worry about that. United is doing it right, and this is what we need to do, and what I'm trying to do with my users is short, tangible, bite-sized piece of information and supportive. Like, United, in 2 occurrences there, was protecting me without me doing anything. And that's what I'm trying to do for my readers, is to serve them in small bite-sized pieces and not distract them and not try to sell to them and cloak it in COVID. I'm trying to serve them. But the one final piece I want to share is, if I do have something to sell, like, so my new book's coming out, Fix This Next, April 28th. And so I'm motivated to sell it. But I'm motivated to sell it because I know it's of service. I know I care for these people. And for me to sustain what I'm doing, if I don't sell at all, at a certain point, my runway runs out. So I have an obligation to sustain. And the only way to do that is by selling. So we need to still sell. We just need to sell a way that cares for customers. We have to have a win-win. It has to be fair for our customers. It has to be fair for us, too. So I'm trying to communicate in these bite-sized pieces that's fair for my readers, but also fair for my sustainability.
Man, that's powerful, man. That's how we get here, right? Yeah. Everyone thinks that, you get to the top level because you're a great salesperson. But the greatest salespeople, they do 2 things. They care and they actively listen. Right? So United Airlines was obviously actively listening to a collective group of its customers. And that's fantastic, man. Let's back up a little bit. You reminded me of something, because when I said I have 82 people, I actually did. Those 80 of them are in India. I needed some technical support to get ready to do what I'm getting ready to do next. The 22 people I'm hiring are local to me in this Houston area, and I'm hiring those people as well on a sales / customer service type thing. And you reminded me of something, because you said 12. I have a core of 8. My core are 8 people strong, and all 8 of them own a piece of my company. They started with me when, I was a crazy guy having a crazy idea. And we went through hell, right? We celebrated birthdays. We went through hell. We got broke. Lights got cut off, things like that.
And,
all that
sucks. It sucks. It's a reality. Yeah.
It's a reality, man. It's a reality. And when you were talking about the 12 and how you cared about them, man, that you just reminded me of my 8. And so I applaud you for that. I want to highlight the heart that's in the whole issue, because you recognize you have 2 different communities, and you recognize one responsibility to both different communities. It's just, that their responsibility looks differently. So all the people who are reading from you, and then also to all the people who are following you, let me say it a different way. All the people whose sole income is based on your leadership, right? How would you let's help two different type of entrepreneurs. Let's help the entrepreneur listen to us with 2 employees, and of course, none of these employees are paid. Not the entrepreneur and not the second person, right? You just starting off. And what would you tell to them? And then what would you tell to the people that have 12 employees and their lights are getting cut off right now? How would you and all your greatness handle that?
All right. So there's scenario 1. I'd immediately do what's called a minimum viable product, meaning can you tell your way into the sell? Here's what I mean. If I have just me and another employee and we got no money coming in, for me to create something and then it doesn't sell is devastating because it takes money, which I don't have, and it takes time, which I can't afford. So I need to see if I can generate revenue as quickly as possible. And the concept of a MVP, or minimum viable product, is the raw minimum that'll convince someone to buy something. So the example is Uber did this. When Uber was invented, a couple of guys came out. I think they were in New York. They come out into the street trying to get a cab, and they can't because it's pouring rain. And one of the guys just calls his friend who has a limo and says, "Hey, are you in the area?" His friend says yes, and they pick him up. And like, oh my gosh, this is potentially a solution. Can you call on limos? Which then they made a network through their cell phone of their friends who drove cars, and they simply said to another group of friends, if you need a ride, would you be willing to text me or us, and we will get you a ride? And so it was just, you would text me, I would text the limo guy, say, hey, can you get to such and such? I would then text you back. No software, no nothing. But they proved the product, and people are willing to pay for that. At the end of the day, people speak the truth through their wallets, not their words. People will tell you all the bullshit in the world. Oh, your product, I would buy that in a heartbeat. I would spend so much money on that. And then when you actually have it, they don't spend a penny, and you're screwed. So what can you do minimally to have people open their wallets? And when people start giving you money, saying that I'm in, I want that, then you've proven you have something. And then you can actually build it out. So sell it before you build it. So that's scenario 1. Scenario 2, say I have 12 employees and the shit just hit the fan. The business has stopped. What do you do? Well, if you have 12 employees, it's likely you've been selling something up to this point that has serviced you, but it's not servicing you anymore. So then we do a rewind. And the technique here, I call it one step back. And there's restaurants doing it, so I'll give them as an example, but you can do it in any business. So I've been working with restaurants here that have 12 waiters and waitresses, and they have a staff, and they can't sell anything right now. Well, you ask yourself, what's the final deliverable I have been offering that people were buying? And for a restaurant, it's putting food on the table. We then ask, what happens one step immediately prior to that? Well, we carry food to the table. Well, carrying food to the table is now a new potential offering, which is carry out, take out. There's actually a food company, a restaurant here that teamed up with a food truck, and the food truck is driving food into neighborhoods to sell it, to deliver it, and the restaurant is now just a kitchen. They make the food. Then we ask ourselves, what happens one step prior to carrying food to the table? What's prepared in the kitchen?
If you're a small business owner with an online shop and identify as either female, non-binary, Black, Indigenous, a person of color, or LGBTQ, you're eligible for a free brand profile in the WOMI app. The WOMI app is a digital directory of women and minority-owned small businesses. This free app will bring dozens, soon to be hundreds, of small businesses directly to people dedicated to shopping small. Brands create a profile detailing their small business and can offer discount codes exclusively revealed to upgraded WOMI shoppers, aka WOMI warriors. Be amongst the first small brands to be listed in the WOMI app. Go to shopwithwomi.com to learn more and sign up to be the first to hear when we launch. Sign up and create your free brand profile at womi.app. Again, go to shopwithwomi.com to learn more and sign up to be the first to hear when we launch. And then sign up and create your free brand profile at womi.app.
That can be a product too. Why not sell our recipes of our 5 or 10 most popular menu items? Why not prepare a training series and sell that of how to prepare these foods? Or maybe do a cooking class over Zoom where your historical customers now can prepare the food at their house, but your chef is back at the kitchen showing you how to make these meals over a 1 or 2 hour training. You can sell that. Well, what happens one step prior to that? You keep on rewinding, and one step prior is, you buy the raw materials, which is the meats, the potatoes, the vegetables, and now you can buy those still, divide them up, and sell them as like a Blue Apron, like a delivery service of food ingredients. What happens one step prior to that? And you just keep on asking one step back, and what we realized in a business that was successful and it stopped all of a sudden was really an accumulation of multiple small offerings. And so we can very quickly rewind and repackage to a new offering to get sales going again. So that's the two approaches I'd use in those scenarios.
Those are fantastic approaches. Mike, I tell you what, man, you're such a rock star.
Thanks, brother.
Let's do two things that I think will just be excellent. Let's let you free talk. And I'm going to be quiet and move out your way. I want you to free talk about your upcoming book. You can say whatever you want, however you want, for as long as you want. And you've got the floor, man. Tell us all about it.
Well, thank you. What I'll do is I will I'll share the strategy of the book, and then I'll tell you. I'll have a call to action. So
sweet.
Here's the first step. What I want everyone listening in to do is grab a piece of paper, and or you can do it in your head if you want. Just draw the letter A in the center of a piece of paper and put a circle around that. And what that stands for is where you are in your business right now in this moment. So that could be crisis or challenge or whatever you're facing. As a second step, I want you to draw an arrow out of A. So it can be an arrow up or to the right or to the left in any direction. What that arrow represents is a way out of crisis. And this means any decision you take that gets you out of crisis does simply that, it gets you out of crisis. But now I want you to draw a second arrow in a different direction, and then a third and fourth. And you can draw like 4 or 5 arrows away from A. And what those arrows represent is that you can take any action you desire in any direction you desire to get you out of crisis. It'll serve you. It'll give you immediate relief. But now, as the third and final step, I want you to draw the letter B in the bottom left corner of that piece of paper. And I suspect very few arrows, maybe none of the arrows pointed to B. That's the problem that businesses face, is that we often take action to get out of crisis without considering where we need to go. What's the way out? What's the need our business truly has? That's point B. So we live in this constant trap of escaping crisis, but the next day, it's the next crisis. And that's why most businesses move from challenge to challenge and never grow. So that was just the illustration I wanted you to see. Now the way out is understanding the business hierarchy of needs. And this is how it works, is every business has a common DNA. Antonio, if we took me and you and we stood next to each other, people would be able to distinguish us based upon our height, our weight, our skin color, the voice we have, that stuff. But if you peel back the skin on humanity, any of us, me, you, anyone listening in, then we're identical. We're indistinguishable. Your heart is exactly where my heart is. Your feet are exactly where my feet are. And if I was having a heart attack, went to the hospital, the doctor wouldn't say to me, "Hey, Mike, is your heart in your foot?" No. They know exactly, go right to the chest because that's where it is for all of humanity. Well, if we peel back the skin, if you will, of business, all businesses are essentially the same. On the outside, we judge businesses, but essentially, internally, they're the same. There's a common DNA. And so where we need to operate in our business is very clear when we look at the DNA of business. And in Fix This Next, that's what we talk about. It's based upon the business hierarchy of needs. It's the point B where you need to go to. And there's 5 foundational needs for every business, always in this order. First, you must master sales. Sales is the creation of cash for an organization. Once that's mastered, you must master profit. Profit is the creation of stability, something, Antonio, you've done very well. Beyond that is the creation of order, which is efficiency for an organization. You must master that. After that is impact. That's the creation of transformation. It's where you are not doing transactions with your clients, but you're transforming their life. And the highest level is legacy. That's the creation of permanence. It's where you realize the business isn't about you, the business owner. It's about the business itself. It needs to have life of its own. And so through Fix This Next, you will pinpoint exactly what your business needs from you now. And when you know what the business needs, do you need to improve sales, actually, or do you need to improve profitability, or do you need to work on order? Once you know what to work on, that's your point B, and it's very easy to make decisions consistent with that. The call to action I want to do, and this is bold.
Sure.
I am asking every person who's listening right now, so you, listener, who's hearing my voice right now, I ask that you go on Amazon right now in this moment and buy a copy of the book. And there's two reasons I want you to do this. One is it selfishly satisfies something that I'm looking to do, but also it serves you. And more importantly to me is that it will serve you. I've devoted my life to writing a book that will change entrepreneurship forever, and I think Fix This Next is it. It's taken me 5 years to write it. It will pinpoint what to do, and you'll finally have a clear path on getting your business to where you want it to be. So I know it will be of service to you. Actually, that's my promise it will be. And it's the most affordable way I can do it. It will be about $25, but it is everything I know about the essence of what makes business click. The second component, and the selfish thing that will serve for me, is if you buy Fix This Next on Amazon, as you hear these words, it gets the Amazon engine going. Because the more people that buy Fix This Next on Amazon, Amazon's automatic engine promotes it to other entrepreneurs. So what it does for me is it exposes Fix This Next to other entrepreneurs, and that's the greatest gift you can give me. So that's the call to action. I hope this, what you've learned, has been of service to you, and I hope you decide to buy Fix This Next right now.
Incredible. I just got it off of Audible just now. So
man. I really appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
I just did it. Yeah, just pre-ordered it. And ladies and gentlemen, it says April 28th is when it would be. That's what it says on Audible, right? Is that right? April 28th?
Exactly it. April 28th is the release date.
Okay.
But you can get it right now, even though it's earlier.
Oh, yeah, I pre-ordered it, so it's going to just drop right into my Audible, player or whatever. That's going to happen that way. Yeah, man, like I said, I'm a fan, man. I want to ask you something. I know we're running, out of time or whatever. I know we're both busy people, but I really, really want to ensure that my audience knows how connected to source that